They've won me over. Bamboo Labs has kind of listened, and now they offer 2 paths for the X1C. One their way, and another way open source. And that's coming soon. But this machine right here, the P1S, I bought this for myself for Christmas. And I got to tell you, it's one of the best machines I've ever used. I'll explain it all on today's Filament Friday. This video is sponsored by PCB Way. This video is also brought to you by the generous donations of my Patreon supporters. If you've followed me for any length of time, you know my core is really electronics. 3D printing is a sideline. It's an extension of my electronics, but it just grew on the channel. But I really want to get back into electronics and help teach people more about basic electronics. And one great way to do that is with snap circuits. Now this is like a toy for kids, but it's really not, because it's true components that you can wire up with their snap connectors. You can build all kinds of things with microcontrollers and individual components, LEDs, sensors, capacitors, transistors. It's awesome. And then you just wire them all together with a battery for input, and you can make all kinds of circuits. And what I'd like to do is take a bunch of these, combine them together, maybe even mount them to the wall, so I could lay out circuits and then explain it on the channel. Now, snap circuits can get expensive, but if you shop on eBay or you shop at thrift stores, a lot of times you can find these 300 project kits cheap. And you'll get a base, but a lot of times that base is cracked. This is acrylic, and it cracks real easy. And like I said, you can't really join these together easily that I know of. So what I did is I took the smallest one and I reproduced it in Tinkercad. And that's what I have here. I got 4 of those small ones that I printed, 2 on the P1S, 2 on the K1 Max. And then I have a connector like this. It fits into the slots and holds 4 of them together. And that's when I noticed the difference between this printer and that printer. My first clue, though, was actually these trays I made for sockets for my toolbox. I want to organize all my ratchets and sockets. I printed this one on the P1S, and it came out really nice and flat. Everything looked great. Then I printed a larger one because it's bigger on the K1 Max. I printed this larger tray, and I got warpage. Now, it was a little bit cold where I had it, and it's been cold here in Michigan. So I attributed this to not sticking to the bed because it was too cold, or I didn't put enough glue on it, because it tells me right on the bed that you need to add glue stick. So I did that, but this was horrible. Well, it turned out warm inside, I printed these base plates for the snap circuits. And once again, the bottom of the ones I printed on the P1S were perfectly flat, perfectly good. But on the K1 Max, I had spots, about the same spot where this was lifting. I had spots where the filament wasn't sticking, and I got overlap and squishing here and spots, so the connector won't fit in those holes. I got to clean these out to make it work, which is fine, but for a machine that retails for almost $900, it should stick a lot better than this. This is $699, and it prints beautifully. Now, you can get one of these Max printers for $699 if you have a Micro Center near you. You can walk in the store and buy one for $699. I don't know how they're selling them that cheap, because you go on Amazon, they're over $900. If you get it direct from Creality, sometimes they're on sale, but other than that, they're $899, I think, is the retail. And the fact, it says right on the build plate, it says, please apply glue before print. And I did. I put glue stick. I've cleaned it, put fresh glue stick, and it's helped, but then I'll get lifting again. And the SE, the low-cost Creality Ender 3 V3 SE, it comes with a PC covered plate, polycarbonate, with a little bit of a rough surface. And PLA sticks to this so well, almost too well. You got to really flex it to get it off. Why didn't they use this on that guy? I don't know, or at least offer it as an option. But this PEI plate that's on the P1S, it's a 2-sided PEI, it's a textured, it just works fantastic. It sticks to it, and I think part of it is the auto level. The auto level in this seems to be more consistent, more accurate than what I'm getting out of my K1 Max. That's what I notice. Sometimes I've run the auto level a couple times and then got a better first layer. So there's something that's a bit inconsistent with this machine, because once you get that first layer to print, The rest of the print is really good quality. They're equal in that case. But that first layer sometimes is really, really important, especially when you're trying to lock designs together like this, where I got, a motor spinning on one, an LED flash on the other, and I want to maybe build this out. That connector snaps in beautifully in the right corners. If I had to snap it in this corner where it's bad, it wouldn't fit. Now, I do really like my K1 Max. I like the size, the 300 by 300 by 300, but it's got to give me that good first layer. And I'm surprised how much I like this Bambulab P1S. Now, Bambulab, I wasn't real happy with them because they were closed source and they wouldn't even talk about it. But the fact that they're now opening up a little bit and working with third parties and also giving a path, at least for the X1C, to get to some open source options, I love that. And there's also, from Big Tree Tech, there's a display that's supposed to be coming out soon that gives you touchscreen for this, because this display is kind of crude. And so that makes me warm up to these guys. And I got to tell you, this P1S is winning me over. It really is winning me over. I'm having a lot of fun printing on it. And I know if you're serious about electronics, you're not going to probably be doing this. This is more for demonstration purposes. But if you want to do your own circuit boards, I highly recommend PCBWay.com. PCBWay.com is a great service for all your projects, especially electronics. You can get 10 circuit boards for $5 plus shipping. And if you need assembly services, they offer that for a low cost as well. They also offer CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and injection molding. And if you upload a Gerber file, you can get an instant quote. And you can tell them all the features that you want, single-sided, double-sided, what color solder mask you want. You put all that in and you'll get a quote plus shipping. So check out PCBWay.com. And if you're interested in seeing more electronics on the channel, let me know in the comments below. If you like what I'm doing here, maybe check out some of the other videos popping up. If you want to help support the channel, Patreon is one way, or a membership at thangs.com. And if nothing else, click on that Filament Friday logo and subscribe. I'll see you next time right here at Filament Friday.